Okay, let's look at the song Unsettled. This was a song that came quite late in the day for us. We'd written most of the album, but we didn't feel like we'd got a good opening track. So I went about starting the process of writing this song. And I just imagined that it would be great to start the album with a kind of, almost like an anthem of toms and snare that was like a sort of riff, you know, like a drum riff, and that the guitar and the bass would follow parts of the riff. I was messing around with different tom melody ideas, and I really liked this kind of melodic shape. I liked starting on the middle drum and moving out. It's a very kind of symmetrical thing, you know, and from a stereo point of view, it starts in the middle, goes out to the left as the drums get higher, and goes down to the right as the toms get lower. And it got this nice kind of symmetrical kind of yin-yang thing about it. I decided to put it into groups of three, so it sounded like this. And of course that's in 9. There's 18 notes in there, so you could think of that as 18/16, or probably more usefully as 9/8. I wanted to have some shots in there that the band could follow, the bass and the guitar could follow. So instead of playing the two double notes on the third tom, I decided to split the tom and the snare, so it would go like this. And the whole group of 9 . Now I like that shape, and the next question really was how I wanted it to be perceived. Did I want the intro to be in 9/8, or did I want to try and fit it into some kind of 4/4 grid? Now this is where a little bit of mathematics comes in. For me to fit this in, say, 4 bars of 4/4, I'm only going to get 3 whole versions of the 9/8 in there, and the fourth one would have to be truncated to a bar of 5/8. So 3 whole versions of the 9, and then a 5/8 version would add up to 32/8 and fit inside 4 bars of 4/4. So then I came up with this. It was going to have to be something like that. Now, the next thing I did was apply a concept that I call substitutions. And the way that works is that, quite simply, whenever you've got a single note on whatever instrument, you can easily make it into a double note. So a good example of that is the bass drum, because the bass drum's playing single notes and the hands are playing single notes. So it's very easy to turn that bass drum into 2 notes. And I like the way that sounded. I like the way that it kind of leans into the snare. Now on the 4th measure, there's a pattern like, the 4th bar starts like that. Now applying the substitution concept, instead of playing but, I could play but, right? I could turn the first note into a double note. Still with the bass drum in between. Now, of course, those single note bass drums, they could be doubles as well. So there it is, that's, one version with and one version without. So I put one more double note substitution in the third measure, and you'll see this written out in the book. So here's the whole 4 bars.